moment to close the eyes, and we'll just open today's session with just a little bit of settling in and just really arriving in this space and arriving in your bodies again. So just taking a moment to become aware of your seat, become aware of your sit bones or your bottom in contact with the ground or whatever it is that you're sitting on. So feeling that connection with the earth. And then from here, just moving the awareness to the muscles of the face and really just beginning to allow all of the muscles of your face to soften and to let go and to really relax. So softening the forehead, letting go of all of the little muscles around the eyes and the jaw. And then just allowing all of that outward energy of the face that we use throughout the day. So we're so busy throughout the day in this whole head face area, our eyes for looking and our ears for listening and our mouth and throat for all of the communicating that we've done. Just allow all of that outward energy to really slow down and draw inwards. And then becoming aware of the shoulders, let the shoulders be soft and easy. Arms soft and easy. And then just checking in with your hands and making sure the hands are really soft and relaxed as well. And then taking a moment to become aware of your breath now. So notice the air going in through the nose and out through the nose. And just for 3 breaths, I'd like you to take a bit of a deeper breath in. And taking a long, slow breath out. It could be out through the nose or out through the lips. So just taking 3 long, slow breaths in your own timing. And then under your closed eyes, just moving your awareness and your inner gaze down into the center of the chest, into your heart center. So in yoga, we call this, it's not your actual organ of your heart, but your energetic heart center. So a place where we hold a lot of our feelings, a lot of our emotions, and just allow that area to be soft and open, calm and easy. And then just acknowledging that you've made it here to this session this evening. And acknowledging that this is a session, this is a practice that is just for you. This is your time. And with that, just reminding yourself as it's your time and it's your session, there is absolutely nobody you need to please, nothing you need to really achieve or to do. Just to be here is absolutely enough. And then in your own timing, slowly, slowly, blinking open the eyes. Lovely. So, welcome everybody, and I'm so glad that you've made it here this evening for this session all about love and kindness to ourselves. And I'm going to begin just by introducing you to the concept of ahimsa in yoga. So, ahimsa, actually, the real kind of translation of ahimsa is actually non-violence, but we're going to switch that around and call ahimsa as kindness, really. So, in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, so a really old Indian text, it has like an 8-step path towards how to achieve a state of yoga or how to practice yoga, even. And one of the very first steps, well, it is the very first step out of all of the steps, is ahimsa, is kindness. So, kindness is absolutely essential in the practice of yoga, and it's the grounding of everything. So, when we think about when we practice yoga, there are many ways that we can make sure that we integrate ahimsa, this concept of kindness, into our yoga practice. An example of this could be when you go to a yoga class and you see other people doing things that you think kind of like are harder than you, or you think other people are kind of better than you, that straight away is kind of the opposite of what yoga really is, and is not really integrating the concept of ahimsa or non-violence into your thoughts. So your inner critic, when it comes to your physical yoga practice or any kind of practice, really doesn't belong, and you should replace that absolutely with kindness. So to truly be on the path of yoga, kindness is like a number one, and we can do that by watching our thoughts so that we're not comparing ourselves to other people in any way or form, or comparing ourselves to kind of how we were yesterday or how we were 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or whatever, however you want to be comparing yourself. Really what you want to be thinking about is, how you're feeling right now in the pose, and is that feeling good? And if it's not feeling good, maybe there's a way that you could make yourself feel good. So maybe you need to not push so hard, maybe you need some different props, maybe you need a different variation. So all of those things, putting all of those things into your practice yourself, even before waiting for a teacher to, tell you what to do, is, a sign of a really skilled yoga practitioner who really understands what yoga is all about, which is that kindness and, caring for yourself. And it also ensures that your yoga practice is going to be lifelong, because if we all thought the end goal of a yoga practice was a headstand, we would never practice till we were 90, because everything's going the opposite way anyway. So yoga is much, much, much more than that. So what I'd like you to think about in your yoga practice is, when you do a yoga pose, is this really feeling the best it possibly could be for you? Maybe if you come up a bit higher or use a block, that would feel perfect, and so on. And I think the key one, which I would really like you to remember, is Shavasana. Is your Shavasana really as comfortable as you would like it to be? Because this is the one where I can really spot the people in the classes who really like to take care of themselves, and the people who really put themselves a little bit further down the line. So if you lie in Shavasana and you feel cold and your back is aching and you're really like fidgety and you're really uncomfortable, yet you're just still going to lie there in discomfort because we're meant to be lying here and that's how you need to do it right, then that is not really practicing kindness to yourself. So and it's the women who are like, yes, I'll take a bolster, I'll take 5 blankets, I'll take an eye pillow, I'll take some oil, lavender oil, it's those women that really are up for looking after themselves. And I see it's so crazy. I literally see it in private clients, even like in their own home, where like it would be so not a problem to like have another blanket or have another pair of socks, or so really when you take Shavasana, really make sure that you have made the most comfortable Shavasana for yourself. And like, if you weren't comfortable but you didn't know what to do, how scary would it be to put your hand up to the teacher and go, excuse me, I've got a backache? Like, who would do that? Like, not many people, I think, because everyone would be so embarrassed of like asking for what they want, or like disturbing the whatever in the room for themselves. So, have a think about that in Shavasana. So I think that's really a telling thing. So those are ways that I can think about ahimsa, so kindness in your yoga practice. But of course, yoga can be practiced off the mat as well. And so when we take this concept off the mat and into our daily lives, it's really important to think about our self-talk or our self-chatter. Like, put your hands up if sometimes you like to criticize yourself into doing things better. I do it sometimes as well. Yeah. So I think we've all kind of done it until you realize actually, it doesn't really work. So I don't know why we get this. Maybe it's from childhood and school type things that we think, if you're mean to somebody or if you put like immense pressure on somebody, then you're going to kind of force them or push them into doing it well. And we also do it to ourselves. But really, what works way better is like loads of positive encouragement. And I've seen that is so simple. Like when it's so obvious when I've taught children that actually, positive encouragement, which I think those of us who've worked with children or have children see that positive encouragement creates such a huge difference in people rather than negative. But sometimes somehow we like miss ourselves out on that one as well. So so sometimes thinking about noticing your negative self chatter, and notice if you're kind of trying to kind of criticize yourself into doing something good, when actually you could kind of praise yourself and encourage yourself and think of all of the things that you're doing completely right and all of the things that are going completely well into getting somewhere instead, or getting something done that you want to get done. So I think that's one big way to practice ahimsa in terms of our thoughts and taking yoga off the mat. And my final thing before I hand over to you that I would like to speak about is the things that we do for ourselves. And I really did not have such a big thing with this until I became a mum, and then I realized, oh my god, that's so difficult to do things for yourself, and that it's kind of we've kind of just built into a system. Or I don't know, maybe it's because we saw our mothers do it as well, that like we're like last on the list, and sometimes it's so much hassle to not be last on the list that you can't be bothered to to change anything, but then it all goes downhill. So having time for yourself, and even if you're not a mum, if you've got a busy job or like loads of other family commitments, or commitments that with friends that you support, putting yourself first sometimes and making sure that you have that time that's just for you is like non-negotiable, I feel, anyway, because otherwise nothing else goes well. It's like pouring completely from an empty cup. And so finding those moments, and it doesn't have to like take over your life, but finding those moments and those small windows of time that can be just for you, which are not about work and not about family life, and also not about like friends and social commitments, because I think that sometimes that something gets mixed up, that we think, oh, going out with my friends and like all of these parties, or going to my friend's thing is like your time out, but it's not really the same as proper kind of time where you can just think clearly again, because it's a different kind of time, which is important to have social commitments, but it's a different kind of time which isn't any of those windows, but a time where you can really be by yourself and come back to who you really are. Because even with your friends, you are a role of a friend. And even when you're with your family, you are a role of whatever family member you are to that person. And in your work, you certainly have a role as well. So having that time for yourself, we are neither any of those roles, I think, is a really important practice of love and kindness to yourself. So I'm just wondering if anyone want to comment any kind of thoughts, or like if you relate to any of that, And you can just write in the chat box, that would be great, and I can read it out. So I can see some people. Anybody writing anything? Or what I could ask is,
I did when I started. Hopefully I've put it in the right place.
oh,
I've put an apology for being late.
oh no, that's okay. Who's speaking? Is it Dolores?
Dolores, sorry. I was
Oh, hi Dolores.
at a dentist appointment, so sorry, it's a bit hard to talk. Sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. I can't. Why can I not see any of the chats? Oh yes, okay. I've got your
Got
late
me.
message, Dolores. Yeah,
Sorry.
no problem at all. That's fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So I can't see anyone else saying anything. Okay, so if we're not going to write anything, then let's think. What could you think of that you could do for yourself, in terms of like an action of self-care? I have a teacher who calls it like the radical act of self-care, like, which is quite extreme, but it can feel radical sometimes when you've got so many other commitments and so many other people to support, and you're like, no, I'm doing this. So in that way, it is radical. Okay, great. Charlotte says that really resonates, especially when you have so many things to juggle and prioritize, then reprioritize. You always end up at the bottom of the list. Yeah, yeah, I can completely relate to that, Charlotte. Yeah. But at some point we need to put our foot down and be like, no, this has to happen, because otherwise no one's going to be happy if we're not happy. Yeah. Oh, amazing. Doing regular practice again with me this year has been my way of resolving it. That's amazing. Thanks, Charlotte. Amazing. Okay, so I like to do what I call an everything bath. Oh my God, that sounds amazing, Sandy. Snacks, candles, wine, book, and music. Oh my gosh, Sandy, that sounds like amazing. I just have a normal bath, but like an everything bath with snacks as well. Candles are good. I have candles sometimes, and wine and book and music. That sounds like amazing. What do other people do in terms of things for themselves? Lorenza, even 5 minutes with everyone out of the house might feel like time for herself. Oh, I know that feeling, Lorenza. Lorenza's got a 1 year old, so yeah, that is a challenging time. And I could probably leave myself alone sometimes instead of always pursuing objectives. Yes, Anne. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Karen, a long walk in the woods with your dog. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah. And do you feel a difference if you've had that time for yourself? Like, do you notice a difference between you with no time for yourself and you with time for yourself? Our Dolores says, put your head muffs and earmuffs on, and even if it's not switched on, oh, that's a good idea. And you realize how noisy life is. Yep, I agree. Our Charlotte agrees with Lorenza. Time to potter and do nothing in particular, letting your mind wander. Oh, yeah, that sounds lovely, doesn't it? Yeah, just pottering. Great. Okay, so yeah, so just that last question. Do you notice a difference between yourself with time for yourself and yourself with no time? Yeah, definitely makes a difference afterwards. Yeah. And what I find is it feels like it halves the workload on me when I do something for myself. It's like then when I come back, like everything is like half the effort than it was before. For sure, you can handle issues much better. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and then there's an article in the Guardian website about the art of doing nothing. Wow. It's called Nixen in Dutch. Wow. And Dolores, definitely a bath when even that feels rushed, definitely feels stressed. Yeah.
I read that article at lunchtime today. Uh,
Oh,
Next
did
to the one.
you?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I need to more time to read it properly, but I bookmarked it. It sounded great.
Yeah,
Yeah. It did sound, yeah, I also need more time to read it properly, which is ironic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the trouble.
yeah.
I'm reading a book at the moment called Wintering, and it's
Oh,
about
that's amazing, by Catherine May.
only part way through,
Yeah.
where, not that long ago, we might not have had the modern comforts, but you were allowed to slow down over winter. It just doesn't seem to happen anymore.
Yeah. That's really interesting about wintering. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so if you're going to do like a challenge for this month, why not think about 3 things that you do just for yourself? And I mean, it is Valentine's Day this month, but instead of loving everyone else, as we always do love everyone else, always, thinking about how you can love yourself much more and 3 things that you could be doing on a regular basis that really are just for you, and just making sure that you integrate that. And one thing that you can do to remind yourself is that you could write this down somewhere and stick it where you see it for the month, maybe like on the fridge or by your bedroom mirror, or you could put some reminders on your phone. I'm sure you've got loads of other reminders in your calendar and stuff like that. You could put some reminders in, and also, even better still, you could actually add it into your busy diary as actual a thing to do, as well as all of the things, other things that you need to do. So you could also add that into your calendar. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do like a short breathing practice, which is all about kind of expanding the breath. And I think what happens is that when we feel that we don't get enough and we get very stressed, our breath becomes really shallow. So taking this really deep, full inhale as well as a long, slow exhale to really feel that you're filling yourself up. And we'll do a little bit of visualization with that as well. And then after the breathing, we will make ourselves really comfortable for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Oh, that's a good, yeah. So Delora says, try to stay off screens after a whole day of them at work. Remember to breathe. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. And to close your eyes for 5 minutes sometimes. Yeah, this is exactly what we're going to do now. And so you can do this as one of your self-love practices this month, whenever you like. And you could probably do it even without me, you just remembering how to do it would work as well. So make sure that you're sitting really, really comfortably. And then I'd just like you to close your eyes. And just allowing everything to draw back inwards again. So coming away from the screen and really just coming back inside the body. Once again, allowing all of the muscles of the face to fully soften, to fully let go. And then just becoming aware of your natural breath. So notice the inhale coming in through the nose and into the body. Notice the exhale leaving the body out through the nose. And now I'd like you to visualize a warm light somewhere around the center of your body that feels like that's the right place, the middle of you. And on your next inhale, imagining this warm golden light expands from the center of your body, filling the whole of the body, and it even fills your surroundings a little as well. And then as you exhale, that warm golden light drawing in and gathering all the way back into yourself. So on an inhale, the warm light expanding, filling the whole of the body and overflowing into your surroundings. And then exhale, this warm light drawing all the way back in to the center of yourself again, coming closer into your core. And as you do this, just imagining that this warm golden light is the light of love. As you inhale, the body fills with this light of love, filling the body so much it expands out of the body. And as you exhale, that warm light of love draws in all the way into your center. And now just breathing in this way, absolutely in your own timing. Expanding that warm light and then drawing it all the way in again. And now I'm going to leave you in a moment of silence as you continue to breathe in this way. And now, in your own timing, just coming to your very last round of breathing in this way. And once you've completed that, keep your eyes closed and just let go of any effort whatsoever. Self-love is like an ocean, and your heart is a vessel. Make it full, and any excess will spill over into the lives of the people who hold you dear. But you must come first. You are the source. And then slowly, slowly, blinking open the eyes. Okay, so we're going to make ourselves really comfortable now for a lovely long practice of Yoga Nidra. So for those of you that haven't done Yoga Nidra before, Nidra means sleep. So this is yogic sleep. And the best way to practice Yoga Nidra is with as little effort as possible. So I will be speaking through the whole of the time with some short pauses, but you don't really need to listen to my voice at all. You can let my voice be just a sound in the background, and that way we really get into a really good state of Yoga Nidra, which is working with the subconscious mind. So it's where we're not completely awake, but we're not completely asleep. And if you find yourself drifting in and out, then that is exactly the place where you want to be. So for this practice, make sure that you are absolutely the most comfortable that you could possibly make yourself be. So you can lie on the floor. You can put like cushions or bolster underneath your knees, but your heels still touching the ground. That can be really comfortable. You can hook your legs over the edge of the sofa. You can lie on your sofa if you want to. You make sure that you are like very warm, very comfortable, so that you can really get yourself into a state of deep relaxation for this practice. You also can turn your lights off because that will really calm the nervous system if you haven't got too much light. If you can't turn your lights off, you can also put something over the eyes as well. So once you are all settled, just begin by closing the eyes. And slowly beginning to allow the whole of the body to let go. Let the body know that this practice of Yoga Nidra is a practice of absolutely zero effort. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere to go, nothing to know or not know, nothing to achieve or not achieve. There is nobody to support, nothing to hold, and nobody to please. Just allowing the whole of the body to let go completely. Letting go of all of the muscles of the legs and feet. Let them be really soft and heavy. Let go of all of the muscles around the shoulders, arms and hands. Let them be very soft and heavy. And then feeling the whole of the lower back, middle back and upper back can soften and widen and let go. And the whole of the back of the head softening, widening and letting go. Then allowing all of the muscles of the face to let go as well. So very soft forehead, soft eyes and very soft jaw. And now moving your inner gaze and awareness up to the point between the eyebrows. With the awareness there, silently say to the mind, I wish happiness for myself. I accept ease, comfort, and joy in my life. I send unconditional love to the whole of myself. And then drop the awareness down the throat and into the center of the chest to the heart center. And now silently say to the body, with the awareness at the heart, I wish happiness for myself. I accept ease, joy, and comfort in my life. I send unconditional love to the whole of myself. And now, as the whole body lies completely still and comfortably resting, the inner awareness can move around the body from point to point. And this inner awareness creates a warm golden light. And this warm golden light is the light of absolute and unconditional love. So now the awareness moves all the way down to the feet. It arrives at the tips of the toes, of the big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and fifth toes. Then it moves into the feet, the tops of the feet, soles of the feet, onto the heels. Moves up along the back of the ankles, along the calf muscles, spreading across the shins and into the knee joints. This warm light of love travels along the back of the legs, the hamstrings, moving across the front of the legs at the thighs. Then moving up along the buttocks, up along the front of the groins, and arriving at the pelvis. And now all of the organs of the pelvis filling with this warm golden light of love. The pelvic floor, the womb, the bladder and intestines. Filling with the warm golden light of love. The light travels upwards to the area behind the navel and then shines upwards to the solar plexus and up into the rib cage and all of the organs of the inner rib cage, so the heart and the lungs and the diaphragm, all filled with this warm golden light of love. And then the light arrives at the very center of the chest, at the heart center. And then it expands outwards into the shoulders, to the armpits, to the upper arms, elbow joints, forearms, the back of the hands. And then it fills the whole of the palms of the hands, arriving at the fingertips, the thumbs, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and fifth finger. Then the warm golden light travels from hands all the way up into heart again. And then moving slowly upwards along the back of the throat and filling the whole of the throat, arriving inside the mouth, filling the tongue and the teeth and the jaw and the gums, traveling up along the roof of the mouth and then into the head, filling the eyes and the ears, the nose and the nostrils. Then moving all the way up to the very crown of the head. And then from the crown of the head, this warm golden light of love turns into a liquid shower of light. And it showers downwards, back down through the whole of the body, showering the body with the warm golden light of unconditional love. And now the whole body, all of its limbs, its bones, its organs, its skin, the whole body as a whole unit is now filled with this warm golden light of absolute and unconditional love. And now the whole body lies on the earth, fully supported by the earth herself. And as the body lies comfortably still and supported by the earth, there is an inner movement of the breath within the body. The soft rise on an inhale and the soft fall on an exhale. The awareness now begins to watch the movement of breath within the body. And now the waves of breath feel just like waves of happiness. Inhale, the body filling with a sense of joy and light. And exhale, the joy and lightness settling down and absorbing. So waves of breath like waves of joy and light, filling up and settling down. And now, as the whole body lies on the earth, held and supported, gradually the whole body begins to feel very, very heavy. A feeling of heaviness comes about in the legs and feet, into the shoulders, arms, into the whole torso and the whole head, until the whole body begins to feel very, very heavy. So heavy that the weight of the body softens and drops back into the earth a little bit more. And the earth herself receives the body and almost reaches out from the earth's core to hold the body even more. And then the body and earth feeling almost at one. A heavy, heavy body held and at one with the earth herself. And now gradually a feeling of lightness comes about the body. The legs begin to feel a little lighter. Shoulders, arms and hands a bit lighter. The torso and the head gradually beginning to feel much lighter. And in the mind's eye, picturing the hugeness and the vastness of the earth. And notice how easily the earth can hold the body. The body is lightness on this earth. Becoming aware of the space above the body and the vastness of the space and sky. The whole body at one with the sky. And now coming to a place that feels perfectly and effortlessly balanced and supported between earth and sky. The body in absolute and ultimate comfort. Simply enjoying this sensation of ease and comfort as the body is effortlessly held. And now moving the awareness into the mind's eye. And picture yourself taking a walk in the countryside on a beautiful spring day. You're wearing warm clothes with warm socks and wellies, warm hat and gloves and scarf. And you can feel the crispness and the smoothness of the spring air touching your skin. You can hear birds singing. And you can hear the wind blowing. And as you walk, you gaze at all of the beautiful nature around you. And that you know that you have the whole day today absolutely for yourself. There is nobody you need to tend to today. Nothing you need to do. It's a complete day just for you. And as you walk a little further, you see a beautiful country house in the distance. And you walk all the way up there and you go inside. And as you enter, you can see it is a beautiful country house with everything you desire. And it's there just for you. There's a beautiful kitchen with a warm fire and a table full of all of your favorite foods to eat and drink. And then as you walk through, there's a lovely living room with many different books and comfortable sofas and blankets and cushions. And then you discover a beautiful bathroom with a huge bath with a selection of lovely bath salts and oils, candles, and then you spend the whole of the day in this beautiful country house doing whatever you wish to do. Nobody will interrupt you. There is nothing you need to achieve. Simply just enjoying your time. And then it's time to leave the country house. So feeling absolutely filled with comfort, feeling rejuvenated, feeling refreshed, and feeling full. You slowly take your walk all the way out of the house, back through the same path you came, knowing that you will return to that house again very soon. Knowing that this time for yourself is something that's there for you on a regular basis, and making that promise to yourself. And now slowly coming back to the whole body as it lies on the ground, moving the inner gaze and awareness back to the point between the eyebrows. Silently say to the mind, I wish happiness for myself. I accept ease and comfort and joy in my life. I send unconditional love to the whole of myself. And dropping the awareness down the throat and into the center of the chest to the heart center. And with the awareness at the heart, silently saying to the body, I wish happiness for myself. I accept ease and comfort and joy in my life. I send unconditional love to the whole of myself. And then becoming aware of the whole body as it lies on the earth, held and supported, fully receiving that support. Slowly becoming aware of the breath again, and then breathing a little bit more deeply. And as you do that, gently letting the body know that this practice of Yoga Nidra is slowly coming to an end. Slowly begin to move the fingers and move the toes. And then turn the head from side to side. And then slowly bending one knee up, and then the other knee up. And in your own timing, rolling all the way over onto one side first. And then slowly using the hands to make your way up to sitting. And then once you're seated, we're just going to do this usual mantra of Om, but we're going to do it with hands coming to heart so that we really bring the sound vibration of Om into your body. And it's a lovely practice to really kind of replenish and bring things back to yourself. So as we inhale, we reach the arms out to the sides, and as you exhale, you bring the hands all the way back into your heart center as you chant Om. So just one hand on top of the other like this. That's it. So just closing the eyes, taking a deep breath in, reaching the arms out. Om. And then bring the hands together, palm to palm in Anjali Mudra, up to the point between the eyebrows, sending love to the mind and all of its amazing thoughts. And then into the heart center, sending love to the whole of your body for all of the amazing things it does. Namaste. Thank you so much, ladies. Well done. So before you shoot off and have a lovely sleep tonight, I just wanted to let those of you know who aren't in my women's yoga membership about my women's yoga membership. So basically, I have an online yoga membership, which is exclusively just for women. And we meet live on Zoom, just like this, on Monday evenings at 7 to 8:15. And it's a really, we do actual physical yoga, but Mondays is a really calm class. And we do Yoga Nidra at the end, usually on that evening. And we also have a Friday lunchtime class at 1 to 1:45, which is just like a short class for really stretching out and releasing any achy parts of the body throughout the day. And then on top of that, you have like some monthly pre-recorded material. So I have like a philosophy theme every month, which is just like a short 10-minute video. I have a Yoga Nidra every month and a breathing practice every month and a mantra every month, which is all pre-recorded and you can do it whenever you like. And what else? We have like a WhatsApp group, and I just add some of the practices in the WhatsApp group so that you can do things just quickly when you need to as well, to fit them in. So if you would like to come to that, if you're interested, then I'll be sending you an email about all of that info tomorrow, and feel free to get in touch if you've got any questions. So yeah, thank you so much for coming, and I do these every month as well, so I'll have a different theme next month, so hope to see you there as well. So thanks guys, thank you, bye.